Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing another one of those tips and tricks videos. I said in the next video that we were going to be covering the card loadouts, and I think that's what we're going to do today. Now, in this game there's a bunch of different cards and decks and things like that that allow for you to basically customize your character combatively any way that you want. Personally, I'd run with more of a tank build, so I use Slow and Steady, Fool Me Once, Winning Streak, and Peak Condition. Now, for every single one of these loadouts, they're going to be mostly well-rounded. So it means that they're going to have some damage and some sort of utility. So, Peak Condition and Winning Streak will be on every single one of the 3 decks that I'm going to show you today. For a tank build, Slow and Steady and Fool Me Once are a great option. Slow and Steady essentially allows it so that you can take more damage. Headshots won't kill you. Taking any damage will drain your Deadeye though. It also makes it so that you move slower. Fool Me Once kind of also is just like a beefing up of Slow and Steady. So you take much more. So you take less damage for each shot. So somebody fires, let's say, 12 shots at you. Each shot does less and less. Now, these 2 cards work well together, and these 2 cards work well together. Now, if you're looking for more of a painted black build, if you prefer higher accuracy, you can use Painted Black, and if you don't mind, you can put this card to anything that you choose. I usually use Unblinking Eye, just because I prefer my Deadeye to last for much longer, but if you're really good at landing your headshots, and you're pretty good at your flicking, like I covered in the last video, I know a lot of people use Eye for an Eye. I'm going to try to keep it so that you have 1 damage card, 1, passive card, 1, sort of a defensive card. But I always do recommend that you use Unblinking Eye when you use Painted Black, because you will be using it every single fight. The next ability card that I'm going to be going over is for players that have used the new and improved Slippery Bastard. It's kind of been buffed recently. I still recommend that you use Unblinking Eye with it. With this setup, you have a high amount of damage. Peak Condition also really works well with Slippery Bastard due to the fact that you're going to be running around a lot. You're going to, have the stamina to keep running around. Peak Condition makes it so that when you have, depending on how much stamina you have, that's how much more damage you're going to do. It always works. It's always on. The ability card might not show that it's active, because it has 2 abilities. It recharges your stamina faster, and it also makes your stamina use up less. And so the card will only activate when you're less than 99%, but it's always going to do more damage, even if you're not moving. So this is always a card that works. It's always on. It's always doing more damage. Winning Streak is just an amazing card, because each shot that you do is going to do more damage. There's some debate over Landon's Patience being better, but it's just kind of been proven that if you're going to be doing a lot of shooting, even if you're using something like a bolt action or a Carcano, the second shot doing more damage is just going to be better. Because if your first shot didn't kill them, you're probably not going to land a headshot on the second shot either. So having the ability to put them down in 2 shots rather than, trying to kill them with a 1-shot chest, it's just better to use Winning Streak. I found that Winning Streak does more damage over a set period of time, whereas Landon's Patience does more damage right off the bat and then doesn't do anything after that. But if you're looking for the Slippery build, this is probably the best one. You'll have more stamina to run around. You'll have, high damage loadout here, and you'll just be able to keep it on for an extended period of time here. The best loadout, in my opinion, is always going to be my personal taste, and that's my my tank build. Even if somebody's using Painted Black, I can outgun them just because of the fact that I have the time to line up a good shot. They can keep shooting me, and I'll be able to outgun them just in the fact that I have more time and I have a stronger rifle. If somebody's using Slippery Bastard, I can still outgun them because, then it comes down to a sniper fight, and I can take more sniper rounds than they can take sniper rounds. So I found that Slow and Steady and Fool Me Once, Winning Streak, and Peak Condition are just an amazing, all well-rounded card deck. all these cards are always on. I don't need some sort of special condition like on my horse or something like that. And so having the ability to always have cards that are always working for you, I find to be the best card deck, I suppose. There's ways to counter each of these cards. There's some downsides to each. For example, if somebody's using Slippery Bastard with Unblinking Eye, it's going to be very hard to land a shot on them due to the fact that Slippery Bastard makes it so that, enemies are significantly less accurate. However, you can kind of counter it by using Painted Black and a melee weapon, or a bow. Slow and Steady doesn't have too many counters except for high damage, and so if players are using high damage loadouts, there's some loadouts that will still two-shot a Slow and Steady user. I believe those loadouts are... You will have to switch to Sharpshooter, Winning Streak. You drop the condition. I think you change it out for... No, you keep it that. Nope. Set it to Land His Patience. And then this obviously goes to Focus Fire. All these cards upgraded to level 3 will result in the highest damage loadout. If you're using a rolling block, it'll one-shot pretty much any player. I think it two-shots people using Slow and Steady Fool Me Once with a level 2 tonic. So this is the highest DPS loadout, but we're going to go into some other card decks, but these are just the most well-rounded decks in the game in my opinion. They kind of give you the ability to always kind of have them in your back pocket, always working. So in my opinion, these are just some of the absolute best loadouts. I think in the next video, we're going to be going over probably the Lancaster Rapid Fire and the Bow Rapid Fire, because I don't think a lot of people know about the bow can actually fire faster than even the Lancaster. But yeah. Best of luck. Happy hunting.